So now that I've given you all that, what I think is like the makeup of what has been happening and why things have went down the way that they went down, and why did they need to do this so that they can have money, so that they can pay us later. And unfortunately, obviously, a lot of people, if you were patient, you're gonna make it. If you're not, you're gonna lose out. And unfortunately, whoever lost out on this, maybe this will be a lesson of the lifetime for you to finally learn the one lesson you need to know the most, which is it's not just throughout the stock market, but it's in your own personal life. Patience is a virtue. So now that I've said all that, how does all that stuff relate back to our meme stocks, to AMC, to bbig, to koss, GameStop, any of them? Well, without further ado, first of all, I'm not a financial advisor, guys. This is not financial advice. I know if I'm getting tired of saying it, or putting it out there, I know you guys are tired of hearing it. But you gotta bear with me. I'm your one and only favorite AB. So when you see in the banks falling in value, that means their stock, a lot of people and other institutions are dumping them. They're not just going down because of the war talk. Well, of course, that's causing that, but one of the causes. But that's also a lot of people dumping that. Now, why is that good for us? I've said it in a video before, but I'll say it again because this goes along with that. When this drops, when these banks drop, you got to remember, majority of those institutions or short sellers that are going short on our positions, they get those shares on loan from many of these banks. And they go and get loans. If they're not getting the shares from there, then they're getting loans from those other banks to open up a short position. Now, when they did a buddy, it's okay, I will overlook your over marginalized account throughout this whole past year and a half because someone possibly showed those banks or been paying off the difference to make sure that they don't get marginalized. Now, how? In the last video, if you've seen it, you would have an idea. Now, why? If you watched the last video, you would also understand why, the banks will turn a blind eye to the over-margined accounts that they were given, because they were given a complete presentation with, here's why you should overlook this because it's going to be more profitable for you. Well, good. They were shown the promised land. And, them being also part of the devil system, they get greedy as well. You can't blame them. They're banks. That's what they're of. They're the mother of all greed and evil. So they got excited when they saw that. Now, the one thing that they obviously were not planning for was a major drop in their financials, like in their own finances. They know what they loaned out, but they didn't expect to start getting depleted themselves. That right there is one thing that now is squeezing the bank. The banks are the ones who's getting squeezed naturally, just from what's happening in the world, basically. Now, the bank was like, okay, what you showed me a year ago or 6 months ago or a year and a half ago was perfect and great, but I'm gonna need to take a quicker return on my investment in you, and I need you to cover some of those loans, if not the whole loan, because I need money now. I'm the one who's being margined now, in a way. So the guy, obviously the short sellers, they're gonna be like, oh shoot, what I'm gonna do? Well, at that point, there's not much to do. The only thing they can do, dump out crypto positions that they've been holding, which I've always said, my theory on this is when we see a squeeze, you're going to see a very dumped crypto market. My theory. Some people agree with this theory, and a lot of people do not. I'm just putting out what my position on that matter is. what I think about that position or that matter. The second thing that they're going to be doing by default, they will start liquidating their major positions or big positions or other positions throughout the market. Now, a lot of people are saying that, oh no, the DTCC and the SCC and the feds are trying to prevent, this is such a managed event that they're trying to prevent a market crash. Well, here's where I'm opposite of the rest of the crowd out there. I do believe that this is a managed event, but this is managed only to a certain extent. What I mean by that, they were managing how long this play can drag out or how long it will be dragged out for and when it goes down. But when it goes down, they cannot control the aftermath of that, because if the DTCC does not want to pay, if let's say you agree with any of those theorists out there, the DTCC does not want to pay and doesn't want the bill to come on his doorstep, as some refer to, then these companies, as you can see, they're reporting losses and all that stuff. And every day you hear some new article coming out. Oh, such and such lost 50 million in something, 80 million in something else. All these obviously are articles made out of from the media groups that they personally are pushing out there that they own. Well, who's going to pay for it then? The feds? Well, these theory makers out there are also saying, I'm a theory maker too, but I want to believe that my theory is a little more ground standing, it's not as shaky. Well, if the federals also do not want to pay for this, then who pays for it? Just the company from what? Well, here's the realistic thought. For me, this is my theory. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm going to put out my personal thought on this. These guys are naturally, besides dumping out their crypto positions that are not protected by the FDIC, to pay for this, and also will start, and they already have begun. Take it from me, go look at all the major stocks like the Amazons, any of the banks, any of the major stocks, the blue chip stocks. Go look at it. Besides from Apple, I think, and maybe just a few more here or there, each one of those stocks that I'm telling you to go and check are all closer to their lower end of their 52-week low than closer to the 52-week high. How? Because they've been slowly depleting their assets in there before Judgment Day comes. This is how I'm gauging the market, guys. This is how I know that we're so close to the end of this plays, because we're at that point. Literally, like, it's happening. All those things are happening. No one can put a timestamp on that, because the exact moment is going to happen, you're going to see a major crash in that market. That's when they are going to be where they're at the point, the big guys out there, the big ones, the ones that are making the rules in the world, I guess, however way you want to call them or refer to them. Those guys are going to be the ones who's already been taking out majority of their assets slowly in smaller increments. And when it's time, you're going to wake up and you're going to see a crash like no other. That's when you're going to see it's so funny how people just 3 months ago on Webull, I remember, and again, I'll make myself clear again. I've said this in videos in the past. I have 2 accounts, guys. I have one with Webull and I have TD Ameritrade. I'm not promoting either, because I also did say before that all of these guys are the same at the end of the day. Yeah, this guy might have more money than that guy, but at the end of the day, nothing is as stable, because all these guys are in the same country club. But it's very important to me to not have all my chips in one basket. That's just me. You have it any other way, no problem. At the end of the day, I'm a holder and you're a holder. So we're the same, just different brokers or different ways of thinking. So anyways, when you wake up that one day, like I remember when I was on Webull about 3 months ago, I made a post on Tesla, and Tesla was literally like $1,200 to $1,300. And I went on there and I put that when Elon literally just started talking about he wants to sell for tax and all that stuff, said get ready for 800, 850. I wouldn't be surprised to see 750. And I started getting like crazy comments on there, like, oh, like my tag name on Weeble has AMC in it, so therefore they're like automatically they're linking my name straight to what their answers are, and they're like, oh, come on, take your poor ass back to AMC and stay there. You know, this is a different community. You're not in this, like, you know, this is where the real money is. You're smoking crack, you know, whatever. And I was like, are these guys, like, are these bots, or are these guys really like, do they really are they real investors, or are they people just jumping on the trend train and saying they're somewhat wealthy in life, and they're like, you know what, okay, I'm gonna invest, but I'm only gonna invest in prestigious stocks. And what is a prestigious stock? Is a stock that is high in value. Well, some of my I replied, and I was like, so why are you guys here? Why aren't you in Berkshire Hathaway? Since you're not, you know, poor like me. So why are you not in Berkshire Hathaway? Why are you here in this poor 3-digit stock? You know, they were like 4-digit stock at the time. and you know, crazy comments like that. It's so crazy. And it's not funny, but it's so crazy how literally a month and a half, 2 months later, not even, they tapped into that 800 and 850, and we didn't see the 750 yet, or did we? Well, it doesn't matter, because we're in that range. Because I already see that one day we're gonna wake up and you're gonna see that even being way lower than that. We can fact check this, guys. When that time comes, you're gonna see a Tesla that's even less than 500. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, so I might be just blowing smoke here, but time will tell. Time will tell. Just like those guys from 3 months ago, I'm pretty sure their portfolios are not happy now, you know? And I did go back. I am a savage person, you know, in that sense, to that certain extent. I did go back and I did post, and I recopied that and I tagged all those guys, and I was like, hey, how are you guys doing out there? Are you still surviving? Because your stock is $500-$600 less than what it was just a couple months ago. I warned you about this, and you made fun. Are you still here, or did you really take my advice and go to Berkshire Hathaway? So it was so crazy, guys, that's what's happening. So at the end of the day, I'm going to cut this video right here. Like the video if you haven't liked it yet. Let's push it out to more people. And if you haven't subscribed, you see that subscribe button on the bottom right-hand side. Is it on the right-hand side? We're in the screen, because right now I'm shooting. So yeah, bottom right-hand side. So much love, AB Investments, guys.